teasing. I am here to tell you the hard truth that the line between teasing and torment is razor thin. So be sure that you are not messing with that line. It's your girl Abbi J here, and today we are talking about teasing because this is a video topic that I did it's like the second video I ever did on my channel. Like, you can go check it out. It's cringy, it's amazing advice, but it's like baby Abbi starting out her YouTube journey. But I did it as my second video because I was constantly teased in high school. And I grew up in a family that teased. And I want to break down what to do if you were being teased and you're not liking it. Because maybe like me, you grew up in a family where teasing was really kosher, and that's what you did to kind of show love and like banter with each other. But I have come to learn that the line between teasing and torment is razor thin. And you don't want to be the one teasing somebody else and not realizing that you're actually tormenting them. And if you're watching this video, somebody's probably crossed that line for you and they're tormenting you now with their teasing. So I'm going to give you the tips on how to stop being teased and how to get those people to leave you alone, because you don't have to deal with teasing. I'm a repentant teaser. So take these tips from somebody who has teased other people and somebody that was teased all throughout high school. So let's dive right into these tips of how to stop your friends from teasing you. Okay. You define what is okay. This is my biggest tip. This is my first tip. And this is a tip that I hope just hits you in the chest, because I bet you've experienced this. Somebody's teasing you and you say, hey, maybe lay off the teasing, or you kind of react in a way that sent them the message that this wasn't okay, right? And the teaser, and this is I'm not pretending, I totally know that these are our friends. These are people we care about, or else we wouldn't even care to watch this video, right? So this is our friend and we've reacted in a way that was like, hey, that wasn't cool. And they turn it on you and they say, oh, you're just no fun. Or didn't you know I was teasing? Or come on, don't react like that. They turn it on you and all of a sudden you're the bad guy. All of a sudden you're the wet blanket, and all of a sudden you're the one with the problem, right? Super common problem when it comes to your friends teasing you, because they're deflecting all responsibility for the potential that what they said was harmful. Because let's recognize that the majority of teasing, especially from our friends, especially from that boy that thinks you're cute, it's not meant to be malicious, but you get to decide how you react to teasing. And they don't get to tell you how to react. So if they said a comment, I was teased all the time for being a redhead. So if they said a comment, and believe me, some were funny and some really crossed the line for me, I get to decide what that line is. They don't. Even if they said, hey, I just meant that as a joke, I would never mean to hurt your feelings. You get to decide that hurt your feelings. Because it's you, your emotions, and that's why teasing is really scary. And I'd encourage you not to tease other people as somebody that used to, because you just never know. You totally mean something as even a compliment or as just to get their attention, and they can take it in completely the wrong way. And once you say something, you don't have control over how that's reacted and how that chooses to stick to somebody else. So first and foremost, I hope you know that you should never feel wrong for getting your feelings hurt. You should never feel wrong that, somebody's comment, even though they meant it funny, you didn't take it funny. You get to decide what is okay and what isn't. Because you've also experienced where somebody, teases you in a cute little funny way and you thought it was awesome, right? You're bantering, right? But you get to decide that line, because this is your heart, your feelings, and you get to interpret those words in any way. Okay, so your friends keep teasing you and you've decided that it's crossed the line into hurtful. So the next thing you need to do is you need to stop reacting. So don't react. Now, what do I mean by react? Well, yours truly here was the queen at reacting well, because remember, I came from a family that we teased. And so I knew how to roll with the best of them. So somebody would say a hurtful comment, and because you're trying to save face and you're also trying to not make them feel bad, you like turn around and you're like, oh, super funny, or oh yeah, whatever. You kind of retort it back, right? Or maybe you even tease back with them. If the teasing has crossed the line into it's hurtful, you need to make sure that you are not reacting. So don't tease back. Don't throw, passive shade at them. Like, you need to stop reacting, whether that's you laugh, whether that's you do a funny face and shrug your shoulders. You need to stop reacting, because that is giving them the fuel for the teasing. I legitly had this boy tell me one time, I was like, why do you tease me so much? Just lay off some of these redhead jokes. Just lay off some of these jokes, that he had this whole routine. And he said, well, you react so well. And I remember thinking, ugh, okay, 1, that's so stupid. 2, note taken. And 3, don't try to make this about me. I am going to move on to this next step, which is to address it. Oh, okay. I give you this tip because I didn't do this tip. And that's where my problem happened when it came to teasing in high school. That's why, you'd go home and you'd cry. That's why you would feel bad. I would feel bad because I never addressed it. I would just react and brush it off and make another joke at myself, right? To roll with it. But if we don't address it, the problem's never going to stop. And so I know that this is the hardest tip that I'm going to give you today, because these are your friends. This is your boyfriend. This is your girlfriend. This is, somebody that you care about and you want a relationship with. And it's really, really, really scary to talk about issues that come up in relationships, whether that's a romantic one, whether that's friendship, whether that's the kid you sit next to in math. It's really hard to put yourself out there, but I'm going to give you, some role playing here that's going to help you make it more easy, because we don't need to make this a little bit more dramatic than it needs to be. This does not need to be the, hey, you are hurting my feelings and I think you're an awful person, and if you tease me one more time, we're never going to be friends again. That was level 10, and I'm not saying that probably is not justified when somebody's irking your buttons, but we can start to address it in levels. So maybe you've decided, hey, I'm really going to start actually taking Abbi's tips, and I'm going to talk about this teasing because it's affecting my life at high school. So, hey, so-and-so, hey, my buddy, we'll call him Bob. Hey, Bob, I know that you think my red hair is amazing, but can you lay off the redhead jokes? It's really starting to hurt my feelings. Okay, still a vulnerable comment, right? But hey, I was kind of joking back, oh, I know you think my hair is awesome, but I need you to stop the teasing. That was super clear because it's hurting my feelings. Now, if they genuinely care about you, they are going to say, oh my gosh, Abbi, I'm so sorry, Sometimes people are going to be really embarrassed when you call them out on their crap, so give them a day, and as long as the behavior changes, awesome, positive, right? Pretend it doesn't. So they slip up, they make another awful redhead joke to you, and you say, hey, Bob, I really, really can't handle these jokes anymore. They hurt my feelings, and I just don't feel good when you say those things to me anymore. So I'm gonna ask you to please stop, because I value our friendship and I really like you as a person, and it's really starting to hurt my feelings. Did you notice all of those I statements? I feel this way. I would really appreciate it if, I don't like teasing, right? Because if you go in there well, Bob, I talked to you and you are such the jerk. Didn't you know that I already told you to stop teasing me and what you are saying is not okay, right? that's how things like blow up really fast, right? So my goal with helping you with teasing and addressing it is, one, I know how scary it is, so let's take it in baby steps. Now, even though we're taking it in baby steps, there's no point along here that they could misunderstand my words, that I don't clearly come out and say, I need the teasing to stop. I don't like it when you tease me. Because if we don't clearly, explicitly say that to somebody, it's not really this fair chance to say, well, I told them, you know? So address it, address it, address it. Now, this tip is like the icing on the cake, and it is to limit time with these people. Now, I totally know that these are your friends, that this is maybe a boy that thinks you're cute, that you're getting something from this relationship, right? Or we'd be like, whatever, loser, don't talk to me, right? But I would encourage you that if you have, stopped reacting, if you have addressed it with this person, and talked to them, and it's just not changing, or worse, they like flat out say like they disregard your feelings. Like you address it with them and you're like, please stop teasing me. And they're like, you're just so teasable, blah, blah, blah. Why is this all your fault? Because you love to be teased. And you're like, no, So, they're just not getting it. Limit time with these people. Now, I say that thinking of my past self in high school, because I can rattle off the list of individuals who teased me and it was malicious and it had edges. Do you know what I mean to it? It was meant to kind of get me. It was kind of meant to put me in my place. And I look back and I think, why did I even give these people the time of day? Why did I even spend 2 seconds with them? And, the answers that come back are probably answers you're thinking of right now that are like, well, they're in my friend group. Well, we are friends. Well, we have this really important class together. That's like my whole life. My whole world is the soccer team. My whole world is the theater team. And you're just like, girl, I'm telling you this as somebody that wasted 3 years of my life in high school being teased and being treated maliciously by people that didn't even realize what they were doing because I was too afraid to address it, and I was too afraid to get these people out of my life. And I understand that while you're in high school, you can't just say, peace out, I never want to see you again, because, whoa, they're going to pop up in your math class. But you don't have to hang out with them. You can be cordial, you can be nice, but you don't have to talk to them at a party. You don't have to invite the teasing in. And I say that knowing that, one, it's not like you're asking to be teased, but we don't have to go to situations, and by situations, I mean hanging out with this person, that's going to allow them to hurt us in that way. So be honest with yourself. Do you genuinely want to be friends with these people once you're out of high school? That kind of puts things in perspective, because in high school, you're like, oh, but you don't understand. There's this friend circle, and then they're part of this theater group, and then they're in the same play that I am, and blah, blah, blah. And I would just ask you, so when the last bell rings on your senior day of high school, are you ever gonna call this person to hang out with them? Because I bet it's a no. Can you tell I'm crazy about teasing? I just if I can leave you with anything, I want to leave you with this saying that it is always better to be kind than it is to be funny. I've had to base my life around that, because when you can put that into perspective and realize that when we tease other people, we don't know how they're going to take it. And when people tease us, it can really hurt, and it can really cross that line into being tormenting. So I hope that this video helps you out. I hope that these tips on, how to deal with a friend that is teasing you help you out. Leave a comment below if you feel like you've got a unique situation. I would love to respond back to you. You can reach out on Instagram. We can coach for a second on it, because this is something I dealt with on a daily, reoccurring basis in high school. And I don't want that for you, babe. As a repentant teaser, I realized that you don't need to live a life that has teasing in it. So Wishing you the best of luck. Cannot wait to see you in my next video. So, Abbi J out.